PreSonus gets the DAW subscription right with the Studio One Plus hybrid plan. Now, this did come out, I believe, a couple months ago. I've been meaning to do a video on it, so maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. So what you're going to get is 12 months of access to Studio One Plus and a Studio One Pro perpetual license, which means it's yours to keep forever, all for only $179.99 a year. I know we all hate subscriptions. We're all subscribed to so many things, whether it's your phone bill, electricity bill, Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus, insurance, car payment, whatever it is. We don't want another subscription, but I really think subscriptions are going to be the way to go in the future. We're going to cover that in the next video for some reasons why. But as far as stacking up to other DAW subscriptions go, I mean, the new plan here, the hybrid plan is, it has everything, right? Not only are you getting Studio One Pro, which is my absolute favorite DAW, you also get all of the other stuff included. Of course, I'll link to this page so you can check it out for yourself. You're gonna get your Studio One Pro license. You're gonna have a year of access to all the updates. So if you're on, say, version 6, and by the end of a year, version 7 comes out, then you're gonna have access to that immediately. You get all of the extra content, all of the extra plugins and the loops and the samples, all that stuff. Of course, all the updates, a TuneCore offer, whatever there. But down here, they do have an FAQ. So the Studio One Plus hybrid plan, and let's just talk about that name for a second. Originally this plan was called, when they first came out with their subscription offering, I did a video on it, and it was called PreSonus Sphere. Horrible name, awful name, because PreSonus ends with an S and Sphere starts with an S. So you either start running them together and saying PreSonus Sphere, or you have to put a dedicated pause in between those two words and go PreSonus Sphere. So Studio One Plus is a much, much better name than PreSonus Sphere was. As I said, I did a video on it back in, a year or two ago. And the overall subscription is pretty much the same. It's just they've added this new plus, this Studio One Plus hybrid plan where you can get your perpetual. Now, I'm not going to take credit for this, the option to get your perpetual license, even though back then, a couple years ago, when they did email me and say, hey, you want to check out the new Studio One Sphere or the PreSonus Sphere, I said, sure, I'll check it out. And I checked it out. I sent them some notes about what they could do to improve it. Some things they implemented immediately. Other things, one thing I said was, hey, you should give people an option to own a license to Studio One. That maybe it's not going to update. That's fine, but let them own a license after a year or so. And that's exactly what they have implemented. Again, I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm just saying that this plan is exactly what I said they should do a couple years ago. But if you look here on the subscription plan here, so you have full access to Studio One Plus. You get the tools, the content, features, plus an end of subscription perpetual license to Studio One Pro, which provides access in perpetuity to the latest version available at the end of your subscription. So if you start subscribing today at, what are we on, 6.6, something like that, and let's say after a year we're up to 7.1, then you will have a perpetual license of Studio One Professional 7.1 that you can use forever. Now, it's not going to update, that's a non-updating license, but if you look here, can you continue using it after it has expired? Of course. If you decide to cancel your subscription, you will own a non-updating Studio One Pro license after your hybrid plan ends. Active subscription is required for access to the extra tools, content, and features, whatever. But down here, you can upgrade or get it to the latest version, to the major point releases by purchasing a Studio One Plus monthly plan. You can renew your Studio One Plus hybrid plan, or you can, of course, purchase the standalone Pro perpetual license upgrade, the Pro to Pro, at any time. So if you have that license at the end of your subscription, and it's stuck on, let's say, 7.1, and you want to upgrade to 7.3 because it has some cool features that you want, then those are going to be your options. And, down here, they talk more about Yes, you can keep your free non-updating. I don't know why they say free. It's just included in the subscription, but your free non-updating perpetual license up to date, again, by renewing your Studio One Plus hybrid plan, or you can purchase the standalone Pro perpetual license upgrade Pro to Pro at any time. So, if you want to upgrade that license that you get after your subscription for only $179, and you're getting all the plugins, you're getting all of the loops and samples, you're getting all of the updates, all of that for only $179 a year, and cancel anytime you want. That's the way that every DAW should do it. Because the reason why people don't like to subscribe, especially to DAWs, is if you make money with audio, the last thing you want to do is be put in a position where you can't pay your bill or something, and then you lose access to your ability to make money. So then you start down that, horrible spiral of doom to where it's like, well, some bill came up that you had to pay first, and you make your money in audio, but you can't afford to pay for your DAW, and now you can't use your DAW, so you can't make money to pay for your DAW. It just starts this horrible spiral. So this is the absolute way that every DAW subscription should be. Really, plugin subscriptions should be this way. It's really why the only subscription that I have, I think, is the Plugin Alliance subscription, because you do get those. You do get to keep like 10 plugins per year, which is, it's always great to be able to get something in what we think of anyway as owning something. Even though I really do believe that subscriptions are going to be the way to go in the future because of AI. Really. A lot of things are going to happen that's going to shift the paradigm of ownership. But again, we'll get to that in the next video. But this is something that I wanted to highlight in a standalone video, because if you haven't heard about it yet, you've been wanting to get into Studio One, maybe you've been looking for a new DAW, or you're just getting into recording music or something like that. I mean, this is the absolute way to go. Of course, they also have the month-to-month plan, $19.99, but you don't own anything after that. But it can be a good way to get started with Studio One, check it out for a couple of months and then decide if you want to just purchase an outright Pro license, or you want to go for the hybrid way, which is probably the cheapest way to go, because you're getting so many extras. If you come over here, you can see all of the stuff that you get. Of course, your DAW, all those plugins, you're getting Notion. So if you want to do any kind of, notation or anything like that, exclusive live streams, you get your collaboration, as we detailed in that first PreSonus Sphere video, your Studio One Plus community and curated effects and presets, exclusive DAW integrations, so on and so on. You're getting, you get so many loop and sample packs and plugins and stuff like that in that subscription. What I really think because you think, like, how can they make money on this if they're just going to sell it essentially for $179 and then you own it? I think, you use this stuff for a year, you're going to get used to having all those loops and samples and plugins and everything. And most people will probably want to pay $179 just to stay updated. If you think about an update to a perpetual license, it's already going to cost you, $149. Maybe you can get it for $99, maybe, if it's on sale or 30% off or something. But generally, you're going to spend $150, something like that, on an upgrade, depending on what version you have. So $179 a year to get not just the DAW, but all the plugins and all the extra content, all the loops and samples, and all the updates for an entire year. And then you even own it. So if the worst happens and you can't pay your bill for whatever reason, you still have something that you can use. This is the absolute way to go for, if you're going to get a DAW subscription, it's the absolute way to go. And it's really what all companies should be doing, because as I mentioned about the downward spiral of doom, if companies want you to go subscription, they really should offer something to their users to make them want to go this subscription route, and instead of just saying, like the mistake that Waves made was, hey, we're going subscription, screw you. And then everyone's like, no, we're not going to do that. And they eventually backtracked and say, okay, we'll offer a subscription, and then you can still buy stuff outright. But if you want your users, so everyone out there who wants to start their own subscription plan, if you want your users to go subscription, give them a reason to go. Don't just tell them we're going subscription, because you're going to lose a lot of people. So I'll have links to this page in the description below in case you want to subscribe to Studio One Plus Hybrid, you can also get it. I think you can get it from Sweetwater and places like that. So I have links for that as well. But that's just so cool that, so good job to PreSonus for doing this, by the way. A lot of companies out there, as I said, they just want to force you into a subscription without giving anything to their users. But this is, like I said, this is the absolute right way to do a subscription to a DAW. Studio One Plus Hybrid. Go check it out.